Welcome to Moms of the Lou, hosted by two fellow St. Louis moms, Rebecca
and Lauren,
and recorded for St. Louis moms.
Grab your laundry basket, kick your feet up for nap time, or head out the door for pickup, and spend a little time catching up with local moms who are making a big impact in St. Louis.
Let's dive into our discussion today.
This episode is presented by Siteman Cancer Center at Barnes Jewish Hospital and WashU Medicine, national leaders in cancer.
All right. Hello, St. Louis moms. Welcome back to another episode of Moms of the Lou. Today, we are joined by a local St. Louis mom, Rachel Cliffe. She is the Community Outreach and Partnerships Manager at Siteman Cancer Center here in St. Louis. Welcome, Rachel.
Thank you so much for having me.
Excited to be chatting with you today about all things Siteman Cancer Center and mom life in St. Louis. So first of all, tell us about your fam.
Yeah, so I'm a mom of two boys. I have a 5-year-old son named George. He just turned 5. And then we recently added our newest boy to our family,
Yay.
Sam, in April. He's just a little over 5 months.
So you are living the mom of two life.
Yes.
The boy mom of two.
The boy.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's awesome and crazy and stressful, but it's great.
How was the leap for you from 1 to 2?
You know, I feel like I'm lucky in that I was a little worried about the age gap.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to be honest, I was a little disappointed. Like, I wanted my kids to be closer in age. But this gap is great because George is a little more independent. So he loves to help, like if Sammy needs a diaper or, Sammy needs something, he loves going to his room to get it, or he loves to, help mommy, just do anything that Sam needs. And George totally has that kind of personality. He likes to take care of his little brother. So it's been great. It's been awesome. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's been challenges and I'm really ready to sleep through the night, but
yes.
it's
coming.
Yes, it's coming soon. And it's been
Lauren
awesome.
can attest. It's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Is George in kindergarten this year or is he in pre-K?
So he has an August birthday.
Okay, those are great birthdays.
Yes. So he'll be the oldest for his class next year.
So George has his own thing going on, during the day.
Yes.
And then he gets to come home and he has little brother too. And so
Absolutely.
I think the age gap's great.
Yeah, for sure. Like, they both go to the same daycare and, George likes to walk Sammy to his classroom every morning. So we just came from that and it's adorable and
So
cute.
he's big brother.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're working full time. You're a mom of 2, but I know you're a foodie. I know this for a fact. So tell us some places you like to go.
Oh my gosh.
On a date night.
In St. Louis, there's like a million places. I love Pastaria. Pastaria is one of my favorites.
Also great to bring with the kids.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I love Katie's.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who doesn't love Katie's?
Brunch, happy hour, dinner, all of the above.
Yes. The best brunch, I think, is the Barn. Have you guys been there?
Oh,
in
Crestwood?
Crestwood.
Yeah.
Never
you
been.
can ride your bike
Oh,
there.
it's
You can
great.
take the
And it's
trail.
great. Yes. And it's great for kids.
Okay.
Love the Barn.
Add the Barn to our list.
Yeah, me too.
Citizen Kane's, I think, is the best steak.
Oh, so old school.
I know, we
too.
love it.
It feels like you're going back in time there.
I know.
I love it too. I've only been once.
Oh gosh, it's the best. It's awesome.
Really? And
Yes.
you've tried a lot of steaks.
Yeah, I mean, I love Sam's Steakhouse too. And we're
yes.
partial to Sam's because we live right around the corner from it.
Yeah.
So we go there all the time.
Yeah.
And the piano player at the bar is just great. But yeah, I Citizen Kane's is where it's
Citizen
at.
Kane's. Okay. And what have you tried Annie Gunn's?
Oh yeah, I mean, I love Annie Gunn's too.
Classic.
So classic.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I
Citizen
think
Kane's.
Citizen Kane's is my number 1.
Okay. Awesome. Well, tell us about your role at Siteman.
Yeah.
How long have you been there?
Yeah, so I have been there almost 7 years. It'll be 7 years in October. And my role as Community Outreach and Partnerships Manager, which is a mouthful. But basically what that means is community outreach, meaning getting cancer prevention information to the community. So educating St. Louis on things you can do to help prevent yourself from getting cancer. Now, the healthiest person in the world could still get cancer. It's not guaranteed that if you do X, Y, Z, you're not going to get diagnosed. But there are things you can certainly do to decrease your risk, like eating healthy, exercising, moderate to no use of alcohol, like different things like that, not using tanning beds, wearing sunscreen, not smoking, all those things that, a lot of people do know, but need to be reminded, or some people don't know that you need to, that these things can help reduce your risk of cancer. Arguably, most importantly, is getting screened. Yeah. So it's very important to us that we make sure that people in our community know, hey, if you're a woman and you're at 40, it's time for your mammogram. Yeah. And here's how you go and get it. And, if you're 45, it's time for your colonoscopy, all things like that. And also, if you're a smoker, you are eligible to get screened with this information. So that's my role. And then the partnerships piece of my job title is that I educate the community through partnerships in St. Louis. So anyone from the St. Louis Muni to the St. Louis Mom to, the St. Louis Blues or, local parks. Just things like that. We try to do unique partnership packages where we're getting that information to people in a creative way. So it's not always just here's a pamphlet or here's a flyer, read it. We're utilizing venues and different people to help spread our information.
Yeah, I know that's why. And it's been a couple years now that we've been working with St. Louis Mom and Siteman. But I know we were so excited to do it because it's so important. I know, our community is moms, right? And moms just, all we do is focus on our not on ourselves, on our kids, know? And I feel like that means sometimes we're missing things, symptoms that we are like, oh, that's just, I'll look at that. I'll look into that tomorrow. I'll make that appointment next week or in 2 weeks. And so just feeling so passionate about our partnership to find ways to just encourage moms, to make it a priority, to make your health a priority,
Yes.
As we're caring for our families. So
totally.
Yeah. What are some of your favorite kind of partnership activations or things that Siteman's done in the community that have been memorable?
Yeah. So something we recently did that I think was so cool is we partnered with Gent, the St. Louis Men's Fashion Show. Oh. And one of their segments was all about prostate cancer awareness. And we featured some of our patients in the actual show. They were the models and some of our physicians. And so it was just such a fun way to spread prostate cancer awareness and when to get your PSA and, things you can do to decrease your risk, but in a way that didn't feel forced. It felt so ingrained into what Gent is all about. And so that was really fun. That was in February, and the event was held at City Park. So it was a cool venue and just a fun partnership. We did that. Another thing that I love, because I've actually seen this save lives, is at the Muni every year we sponsor a few of their shows. And with that, we pass out fans, disposable fans to people because, St. Louis summers are insanely hot.
Yeah.
And so on this fan, we'll have our mammography information, and a number you can call to make an appointment.
Hey everybody, Laura and Patrick here, excited to announce another season of This is Cancer.
That's right, we cannot wait to bring you more uplifting stories from the patients at Siteman Cancer Center and the Washington University physicians who treat them.
I knew, I felt comfortable right away when he said, I'm going to make you better, and this is a good team.
Oftentimes people around us think about that gratitude or let's celebrate and don't pay as much attention to the longer term kind of emotional effects of cancer too.
One thing that I've learned from this experience as a caregiver, please don't shame or judge yourself.
No matter what the situation is, there's always something to be grateful for.
If there's anything wrong with your body, if you feel like you should wait, don't. I don't care how important the sports is, how important this event is, you should get it checked out.
Look, my hat goes off. My hat goes off to you.
Oh my God.
For doing what you do and doing it every day and doing it with grace and humility. And I am so happy to have you as my physician.
Season 3 of This is Cancer is brought to you by Siteman Cancer Center at Barnes Jewish Hospital and Washington University School of Medicine in St. Louis, national leaders in cancer.
We've had women call from that fan, make an appointment, and unfortunately get diagnosed. Yeah. But it's caught early, and they're taken care of. And so
just that visual reminder.
yes, absolutely. So, whenever we're working with partners, we're really trying to find ways that really gets our information to them and is easy for them to contact us and make an appointment.
Mm-hmm.
One of the projects that we worked on with Siteman was the we're talking about colon cancer.
Yeah.
And you had the inflatable colon.
Yes.
and my job was to make the reel to, share the information. And as I was doing it, I was learning so much information. And so for me, I'm such a visual learner. Just the fact that you had that inflatable colon, which was just so different,
Educational.
and educational. It was just, it was great. And so now every time, I have friends talk about their screenings or like their family history with colon cancer, I'm like, let me tell you what I know about polyps because
I know what they look like.
Yeah, I know what they look like. And I know that they're removing them when you're getting your colonoscopy. And it's just the work you're doing is so important and it's working.
Thank you.
It's so important. And I think just like normalizing some of these things, making it just like a normal part of daily life to talk about them and, to you know what I mean? Just to pull back the veil of some of that and be like, hey, mammogram isn't like a scary word or colonoscopy isn't a scary word.
Your body is not scary,
Yeah. Yes.
Saying the word colon. I mean, just like just normalizing the vocabulary and making it part of, conversation.
Yeah.
Yes. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I feel like when we talk about prevention, just as moms, we have such a key role to play, right? Because like these things, habits that we're teaching our children, like they're starting now, like
Exactly.
what kind of snack choices are we making? And, are we moving our bodies? And,
Are we wearing sunscreen every day?
Yes.
100%.
And they're watching us and
Totally.
Yep. Absolutely. The earlier you develop healthy habits, the better success rate you're going to have. So it's so important for us to educate, the adults in our community. Hey, also please adapt these habits for your kids too.
And speaking of sunscreen, you guys have some sunscreen dispensers around the area. And I loved learning about that.
Yeah.
That's such a great ad.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites too. We try to put free sunscreen dispensers in different places where we know families are going to be and there's high traffic. So yeah, if you're, if you're around town, you might see some free sunscreen. So definitely use it if you see it.
Or have there been any stories, maybe of a fight or survivor during your time with Siteman that sticks in your brain that's memorable or?
Oh my gosh, a lot. Yeah. So, the most memorable one that probably sticks out to me is my friend Jenny. Jenny actually worked on our marketing team. And she got diagnosed with stage 4 adrenal cancer at the age of 33. And unfortunately, she passed away 6 months later. But she was on our team. She was a mom. She had 2 kids. And, she had a very, very advanced cancer. But she was such a, I hate to use the word fighter because some people just get cancer and it's just what happens.
Right.
And there's nothing that they could have done.
Yeah.
So when we say they're fighting and there's no other way to put it really, they're trying to get rid of this thing. Right. So they're fighting it, but, it wasn't like they don't fight hard enough,
Right.
It's not like they can control the outcome. But she was doing everything she could. And she actually contacted the NIH to look at her case, and they took it.
Oh, wow.
And so she ended up going to Maryland to have her surgery, where she ended up passing away. But she inspires me every day because she was so passionate about our mission. She wanted to work at Siteman Cancer Center. That was her goal. because of family history, her mother ended up passing away when she was a teenager of breast cancer. And she just had such a mission to be there and to help people and save lives. Yeah. And because of her, I bring so much more passion into my job, not only because she was such a good friend of mine, but she was just an amazing person. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and talk about bringing meaning to your work when you know that you are doing life-saving work every day. I mean, it may feel like mundane in the moment to say like, well, we got to get these fans shipped to the Muni, got to place the order, got to,
Yeah. I mean, I'm certainly not one with a medical degree, you know, in the patient room, talking to patients, but it's we are very proud of the work that we do. And we have a really neat website called getscreenednow.com where if you're in Missouri or Illinois, you just type in your zip code and it spits out every single location you can get screened within a 30-mile radius. So, we'd love for you to come to Siteman. We're the best, but we just care that people are taking care of themselves. So
totally. Okay. So we're going to close with a personal story that this came to light recently and was so fascinating. And we actually have some content out about this on St. Louis Mom on our Instagram page and our website. We've got a blog post and a reel. So we'll link all that in the show notes. But you recently had your second baby, and your physician shared some information with you. And so I want you to kind of walk us through that.
Yeah, absolutely. So with both my kids, I had C-sections, but with the latest, with Sam, it was like a week before our scheduled C-section. And, my doctor was going over everything, and she was like, one more thing before we go, I wanted to ask you. Do you have any interest in getting your tubes tied? And I was like, what? Like, I was kind of just stunned. I just, I've never been asked that question before.
Right. So, taking it back.
Hadn't considered it.
Yeah, because I know that means no more kids. And I was wondering why she was asking me. Mm-hmm. So I said, Dr. Collins, why are you asking? Like, what do you mean? She's like, well, we're already going in, like we're already having this surgery. And, this is a form of contraception. So if we're already in there and it's something you want, it's fairly simple. It just adds 10, 15 minutes on to your surgery. Yeah. She's like, but not only that, there's a lot of new research that is telling us that this could prevent ovarian cancer. And me being in my role, I was like, what? I gotta learn more about this.
Yeah. Always learning something.
Yeah, always learning something. So I just found that fascinating just because of, I work at Siteman Cancer Center. So ultimately we decided not to do it because we don't know if we're done having kids. Right. But I definitely learned more, and, it's something that, is something to consider, and definitely something I want to talk to my doctor more about. And I encourage other women and, our community and beyond to talk to their OBs about.
Absolutely. Well, and obviously, we want you all to read the blog post and check out the reel, for the facts and the research and all of that. But I know there are a lot of probably our moms who follow us who might be at that stage, where they're deciding like, hey, is this, is our family complete? And, why not take advantage of something that could decrease your risk of, of getting ovarian cancer. So
yes, absolutely.
Amazing. All right. Well, we're so appreciative of your time, Rachel, and all the work that you do at Siteman.
Thank you so much.
All right, St. Louis moms, we'll catch you on our next episode. Thanks for listening to Moms of the Lou. We hope it encouraged you and put a pep in your step and helped you get to know our community a little bit better. Be sure to find us on Instagram, @StLouis_mom. You can find us on Facebook, St. Louis Mom. You can find us on our website, www.stlouismom.com. In case nobody else tells you today, you're a great mom and you're doing a great job. Chat with you next time.